Good morning, welcome back to the zombie apocalypse here in our cozy little wooden cabin. Time to start the final leg of our journey. Start using up that crowbar here. Yeah, we had a cozy night's rest in this cabin. We can chuck in some of the food that we still have. Suddenly getting low. I was, at some point I felt like we had tons of food and could endlessly wander. But yeah, you're only carrying around that much. Also shown by the fact that we actually, for the first time since leaving Louisville, no longer encumbered, because we ate all of the food. Put the cooking pot in the backpack. Just painkillers. Oops. Oh, was there water in the cabin? I should have refilled my bottle. But it's fine. We'll be home by lunch. It's lovely here. That's great. So apparently I don't just randomly drive into trees, I also run into them. So it's not a car issue, it's a me issue. Alright, okay. I don't want to do the whole walk to and speed up time thing, so we can get through this faster, but also want to take a long look at the surroundings here. Like, I've never been in this part of the map. Oh, look at that. Survivor house. The whole, is there anything we need from this? For the adventure? No, I think this is would be, right now it would be distraction. Distraction even. Hey, it looks like my neighbors were smart and barricaded themselves in from the outside somehow. I always wonder with these survivor houses, who was the one guy who drew the short straw and had to stay outside and put on the last planks on the door? Yeah, I guess those neighbors, not so lucky. It's a nice place for a base though. Like, no defenses or walls, but there are barely any zombies here. You don't need walls. Just clear out the area. Nice big house, nice big property. Huge lake. Ample of fishing. Easy water for your crops in the winter. Well, I guess that's not really relevant anymore in Build 42 because nothing grows in the winter. I leave the looted house chance on normal, and we have now looted houses here. This blood on the road is ominous. Well, looks like Mr. and Mrs. Smith from next door are not having a good day. Just taking your house key. Just in case. And your house key. Might probably be the same, but we'll figure it out. Really far away from any house to have house keys on them. It's okay. Eerie. Some of the houses, tons of zombies around. Some of the houses, like this one, look completely empty and quiet and silent. How far around are we? Okay, I guess this is it. The last corner. Almost home. Well, this is not good. Bees over here. These are not my family. Thing is burned down. What happened here? Floor. Something in the back. Mike, why is it back here? And what is this note on the ground? My love, ever since the quarantine started, things have been completely out of control. We stayed away from these things walking the streets, but a few days ago, a biker gang started showing up. They threatened to burn our house down if we don't work for them. This place isn't safe anymore. We're packing our things and moving up north, trying to cross the Ohio. We heard that it might be better across the river. Looks like our journey isn't over yet. We have to get all the way to the north and find a way across the Ohio River. Hopefully it's safe on the other side. But this time around, we're not going to be running. As an avid fitness instructor, I'm also used to cycling, and now we can use our bicycle to ride up there. I'm not even sure I wanna... My beautiful house completely burnt down. I just want to get out of here. First thing, let me just check quickly. I think there's a setting for the sound volume of the bicycle sound, because that is a little bit loud. 1 second here. I fiddle around a little bit with the sound, turn it down a little bit. And as far as I know, this is just the sound that I and you hear, not necessarily the sound it makes to attract or not attract zombies. So yeah, now obviously, I planned this a little bit because I thought, you know, just walking from Louisville down here, that's a fairly quick journey. We've done it in just over 8 days, and we barely encountered anything. So we're gonna add some additional route, some additional challenge, and some variation. So now we actually have a reason to loot some stuff, because we can find some upgrades for a bicycle, like a basket, saddlebags, this kind of stuff, to give us some more room to carry items around. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to change. Let me actually do that right here on camera. So since this is the second leg of our journey, what we're going to do here is go into the zombie options and say, yep, from now on, we're going to have 10% sprinters. Used to like swiveling my head in a car to like look into driveways, but you can't do that on a bicycle. Very different from the car controls. So I guess the plan here short term is we're gonna ride back out of this area, far away from our burnt down home. See if we can, like, now I'm curious about the survivor house we passed. We break that open, get some stuff, get back to the gas station, loot up some more food and water, and then plan the trip. So the unspoken goal here right now is Riverside and the Riverside Boat Club, because clearly if we want to get across the river, the best way to do it is by taking a boat. And since, you know, with a house like that, you know, we're kind of well off. We were there occasionally in Riverside, having a good time with some boats. It's a pretty crowded survivor house. Ooh. I think that still exists, where you attack the zombie on the ground instead of the one standing up. Now there is an option, I think, to which is basically automatically detect zombies on the ground and attack them on the ground. So you can turn that off. That means you will always have to hit the ground attack key to actually attack zombies on the ground, but at least this kind of thing no longer happens. I'm still on the fence which kind of behavior of the two I like less. I don't think we need the key. This looks pretty open to me here. Is that outside or inside? One friend in here. Somebody was in here. Bedroom. Definitely sounds like more than one. Honestly, if it's like multiple runners, I need to have a fast way out of this building. Should have bought the key, huh? The bathroom first. That's not the bathroom, but we're taking it first. Here's zombies falling over objects. Hearing anyone else? And that's Louisville. That's the Louisville map, yeah. Okay. Let me just pick everything up that we can quickly read and learn. I have a generator. Maybe pick up that book. I don't know. Maintenance 4 seems a little bit ambitious. What you got? Can of Coke. Open and drink. Future is here. Want some quagga cakes? Yes. Not much super interesting stuff. Survivor House wise, I get okay. That's not terrible. Good find. Baseball bat. I mean, now that the journey might be continuing on a little bit longer, a backup weapon is not a bad idea. Okay, first of all, let's get this can out of the way. Let's have a quick read through all these schematics. Way. That's surprisingly heavy. Box. Granola bar in the fanny pack. That's it in here. And double check here. How heavy is a bath towel? 0.3. Like, if we get into another rain, having a towel with us that we can dry off might be nice. Now, I don't think our bike has any storage yet. I don't consider a front and a rear wheel an upgrade. I think that's more like essential stuff for a bike. You know, what do I know? I'm not a bicycologist. Okay, so obviously we're having way too much stuff. Okay, I don't think we're gonna be taking care of any animals anytime soon, and I'm also not sure we're gonna have much time cooking stuff. So throwing this away puts me at encumbered. then our baseball bat is probably gonna break very soon. Or crowbar even. Yeah, at the moment we're again encumbered here, but that is because we're no longer wielding the baseball bat, we're wielding the bike. Also gonna have a little bit more stuff to carry as we fill up our water supply again. I think the plan here is to spend the next night over at the gas station and take a look at the map where we want to go next. If we're technically overloaded, that means we're probably going to be tiring out faster. That's why I'm not fast driving, sprinting here the whole time, as I would be if we were running. Because there were a couple zombies here at the intersection here. And they're far enough away. A little bit of pedal time. So from what I understand how the bicycle mod works, if I'm just driving like this is basically just like walking. You're not using up any stamina, any endurance, just, you know, slow pace. And if you hit down shift, just as if you're running normally, then it uses up stamina. I don't think there's a sprint mode for the bicycle. So yeah, but if we can find some upgrades for this, saddlebags, a basket for the front, all that kind of stuff, that would certainly help us keep our weight down and carry. We can just put our food in there, anything we don't need to have on us directly. Now, I don't remember actually if we spotted anything in the basement here. In this little shed. Vehicle stuff. Have a quick look for the basement. Yeah. I know we spotted like some bicycle attachment somewhere at some point. I think for now we're just gonna stay here for the rest of the day. Maybe we can even get a bunch of reading in to lighten our weight a little bit more. But let's have a quick look at the map. So, a burnt down home over here in Dark Wallow Lake. And now our next goal is all the way up here. The Riverside Boat Club. Now, unlike the previous leg where we could mostly drive along the countryside, this is gonna take us through some towns. So I think that the most reasonable path is gonna be drive around here through this forest road, and then we have a choice. We can either take the path, taking us a little bit off course here, but going straight through Rosewood, or continue on, ignoring the totally secret military base, which takes us to the southern side of Grapeseed. And then the next question would be, do we then go cross-country, either here through Grapeseed or for Rosewood? Probably coming up here, either through or around Fallas Lake, and then through or around Tiki Town. I mean, this is a brief one, right? There we can probably like skirt around, maybe even go around the hospital. This is really just gonna be the outskirts, although what is this part of town? What? I wasn't there the last time. Isn't this where we started the last run and there were just a couple of houses up here? Now there's like, okay. Alright. Just constantly getting updates, so amazing. Anyway. There's a lot of stuff that's completely new to me. Anyway, yeah, I think we skirt around the hospital because there's so many zombies here. And we can maybe raid, maybe there's a gas station here. That looks like a typical gas station kind of thing. Maybe in this. Stock up on supplies here. And then go this way around to Riverside. I don't think coming along the river makes my, like this shipping area here at the harbor, that's super busy. I don't want to go there. Alternatively, we come up here. Grapeseed, we could just stay along, go through Constown, and come up all the way the highway, and then go this way around to Riverside. That feels like it's a super long detour, though. So I'm thinking, in the interest of seeing new stuff also, I'm gonna stick through the forest road. I'm trying to also plan out, okay, where do we spend the nights? Can I make it to here? Hunker down at one of the farmhouses here? And then freshly in the next morning, go through Grapeseed and try to leave out the back. Then wiggle our way around the back roads here. Probably just past Fallas Lake. That's a pretty long tour, though. We gotta find some place to rest, some place to hunker down. Maybe somewhere here in the farmhouses. Is that too long of a trip? Somewhere here. Next leg would then be maybe we can get past Tiki and then come down here for a night before we head into Riverside proper. It feels a little bit ambitious. I can't judge how quickly we are on the road with the bike. What I will do though, now that we are hunkered down here in the gas station, we're gonna grab our blacksmithing book, try to read through that, spend the rest of the day reading, and then call it an episode. I hope you like the idea of having this second part of the journey here now being a bicycle ride and no longer just walking. And we'll see if we finally find our family back at Riverside at the boat club, or if we have to find another way, another option to get across the Ohio River and meet up with our husband and kids. For now, we're gonna call it here though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.